So I'm not even gonna hold you. I despise making videos such as this because this truly doesn't make me happy at all to say these things and disperse this news to my audience, right? A game that I thought was pretty cool by the name of Veiled Experts is going to be disappearing off the face of the earth come this mid-December. I actually want to dive in with this video and give my thoughts on as to why this game has led down this road, and potentially give some thought as to what the future could be with other shooters as well, like what they need to capitalize on to inevitably rise to the ranks and do well. So if that sounds good to you, make sure that you like this video and also consider subscribing to stay up to date on all the shooter news and updates that you care about. So what is Veiled Experts? Veiled Experts is a 5v5 free-to-play TACT shooter. Now guys, this was a game that I was actually in particularly pretty fond of. I'm not gonna lie to you, because it had all the DNA or makings of a Abel Green type of title. It had the 5v5 TACT shooter feel, right? We had the third person, oh baby, we had the third person shooter aspect, and then on top of that we had a title that was looking to be very, very competitive. So with that said, where did we go wrong? Essentially, what has happened to Veiled Experts to cause it to go left? What happened here? Well, first off, for me personally, the keybinds for the game. This game had a lot, and I mean a lot of keybinds in it, okay? And I just was not feeling that aspects of Veiled Experts at all, because you shouldn't need that many keys to do what you got to do within a title, right? And that's just how I felt. I felt like there was too many buttons to map for a shooter like Veiled Experts, because I have seen shooters such as Rogue Company do a lot more with a lot less buttons, you know what I mean? So that was just odd and off-putting to me, right? Next thing that I want to harp on is the maps themselves. The maps, in most cases for this title here, baby, these maps were just way too big. And I typically don't have a problem with maps if they're really well thought out and planned well, but within Veiled Experts, in some instances, the maps were just so gigantic and it kind of made the gameplay loop not hit in a lot of ways. And to be honest with you, a lot of the game modes themselves, I thought I was going to hop into this a little later, but a lot of the game modes themselves did not mesh well with those maps, right? Or should I say, some of the game modes were just straight ass. Point blank period, just garbage, bro. And there's nothing that you could do to get around that or alleviate that problem there, not unless you take feedback in a manner and kind of adjust around it. But at that point, where they were with Veiled Experts, oh baby, we are set in stone. There was no going back. Now, I'm gonna say this. If it's not broke, don't fix it. We have a lot, and I mean a lot of exquisite games that do competitive right and just overall do game modes right in general. Let's be real, right? And within Veiled Experts, I feel as though that they were traveling down a new path as far as the competitive scene, right? This title, when you enter competitive or heck casual even, it wasn't hooking me in the fun factor slash gameplay loop arena. It just was not hitting at all. It just didn't hold me long. Everything around Veiled Experts looked really cool, right? I'm not even gonna hold you. But if we go outside of that and take the game at its core, what it is, and just grade it on fun factor and addictiveness and a well thought out gameplay loop, it just simply wasn't there. It just honestly wasn't there. And it showed as time went on. I'm telling you guys, I called it before they even shut down. I was just saying to my guys, I think a month or two ago, I said, hey, this game is gonna shut down. Point blank period. They can't afford to keep this open. Okay. The game just was not hitting on any front to keep players addicted and in the game and wanting to play more. There was no staying power here within Veiled Experts that just made you want to stay in the ecosystem and just ball out and tell more people about it, okay? And then I'm gonna go on to the last factor here is the population or the community simply. The community start to implode on itself. It got smaller, in a smaller player base ultimately equals you not connecting to games and struggling to find a match. And you know how that ends, as you can see here. So there's a lot that devs can learn from other devs as well in situations such as this with Veiled Experts. Again, this isn't a knock personally to anybody, but this is just an assessment of what I have played and checked out within Veiled Experts myself. I really hate when games have to shut down and developers have to move on because said project essentially didn't work out or failed in some people's eyes. Now, I don't see Veiled Experts as a failure at all. I just see it as a learning process for the dev team. Nexon Games, they are betting on a lot of horses. Nexon Games has the finals up their sleeves. Yes, you heard right. The finals. The finals is an amazing game. Not my type of game per se, but an amazing game. So they got good prospects down the road, but Veiled Experts did not have to suffer this fate if I feel like they actually went in and really played their game. And I gotta say this, I don't know who's testing these games or the devs or the community that surrounds this game internally and actually play this. I'm telling you, I promise you, I play it. It doesn't come out until it's fun and addicting. There's no way people played this and was like, this is it. It just wasn't it for Veiled Experts, unfortunately, because again, everything surrounding the title had it going on to me. But ultimately, it didn't translate into the gameplay experience and delivering upon fun factor. And it makes me scratch my head sometimes just to be like, hey, what are these guys playing that think is lit in comparison to what I'm playing? And I'm like, I could see we're not connecting here. Like, everything's good around it, pretty sound, right? Pretty well optimized, nothing but fun factor. It just isn't there. And I really feel like you can't teach that to some devs in communities and things, like, because everybody has their own preferences, right? But it's just like, you either know how to dance or you don't. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like a soul thing. You have to feel that connection. You have to know, like, okay, this fun factor here, this is working. Like I'm addicted. I see the gameplay loop. It's pulling me in. This is great. We could keep this going. And I just feel like a lot of devs are missing that one key factor, that 2 degrees of separation from just excelling and failure. Ultimately, here we have failure via Veiled Experts. Good luck to the devs. Good luck to Nexon. I know you guys will keep killing it on another project and carry on with developing great games. So guys, let me know what you think down in the comment section below. And also, if you did not check out my last video, be sure to click here and I'll be sure to see you there.